I am placing a massive bet on Cardano over Solana in this bull cycle, and that does not mean I am bearish on Solana, as I still think Solana's price can get to over $1,000. But I believe the play from now until the bull market top is Cardano over Solana. Cardano's price action has been relatively mundane to date, aside from a decent rally from around 37 cents to 67 cents in a 2-week time frame, as you can see here on the daily chart for ADA from Binance. This is over 12 days. We saw an 80% increase in the price of Solana. And as the Cardano network continues to grow, as retail starts to enter the space and governance takes shape, the ADA token should see a sizable rally, breaking previous cycle all-time highs of $3. Is 5-day dollars in play? What about $10+ a year? Some analysts talk about $30, $40, $50. What if ADA just gets back to its last all-time high? I'll make a case for all three scenarios in this video. Let's start with Cardano just getting back to $3. My most bearish thesis is that ADA just gets back to its previous high, which is around $3.10, which is around a 7x from the current prices. If no new dApps and solutions are adopted, if Voltaire is unsuccessful, which I think the chances of that are slim to none as we see the track record of Cardano, and if the Cardano community en masse turns their back on the project, ADA could still get back to its previous highs due to two reasons. One is sheer market liquidity, and two is brand recognition. As you can see here from MBLM.com, this is brand intimacy rankings. You can see here Cardano ranks just outside the top 25, but they are the first cryptocurrency token or project that is listed on here. The next closest one is Bitcoin, which is 4 spots away. And Cardano is only trumped by the likes of Disney, Tesla, Apple, Mercedes-Benz, Mazda, which Mazdas are terrible cars, by the way. Don't buy one. So just from that alone, Cardano could get back to just $3, right? So let's take a look at what happened in the last cycle with ADA, right? 2021, ADA had a bull market top of around $3.10, and that rally was quick. Started the week of July 19th and ended the week of August 30th, which it rallied from around $1.17 to over $3.10. Market conditions back then, you had a lot of speculation on, hey, are they going to shut crypto down? Is the SEC, is Gary Gensler, Joe Biden, are they going to be bearish on crypto? You also take a look at Cardano, some stats, right? So this is from coin98.net, Cardano 2021 in review, right? The year 2021. You can take a look at early 2021. What were some metrics and stats of Cardano? $5.6 billion market cap. This was in January of 2021. There was around 30 projects that were building on Cardano. 72% of the total ADA was staked, and they had around 210,000 wallets. Now, if we zoom out and we go to the end of 2021, the market cap 9x to $44 billion. There was over 250 projects building, which is a 8x from the previous in 2021, a few short months back. 71% of ADA tokens are staked, and it had 2.6 million ADA wallets. Also in 2021, you had, the institutions, they're going to come soon. Are they coming? Are they coming? Right? So that drove a lot of speculation. Is some institutional money going to pile into Cardano? Is Cardano going to get an ETF? Well, guess what? The institutions are here, and they're proven that they do have an appetite for not only Bitcoin, but for cryptocurrencies as well. You also take a look at big names that hyped up the crypto space in 2021. You have the likes of Elon Musk, the likes of Paul Tudor Jones. What we have this cycle is names that are bigger, right? You have the likes of former President Donald Trump. We have the likes of presidential candidate RFK Jr. and many, many more. And then you also had a few things. So in 2021, the much anticipated the Goguen era of Cardano, which brought smart contracts, right? As the smart contract launched after the successful hard fork, this was on September 13th of 2021. You also have developer activity on Cardano, right? So developers are continuing to build, with over 3,070 developers have contributed to Cardano over the past year in 2024. And you take a look at the total addresses of Cardano, it is continuing to make all-time high, 4.45 million addresses for ADA. And going back here, you can see towards the height of 2021, we had around 2.6 million. So around a 2x. This is through the bear market. And we take a look at it here from IOHK. Latest Cardano development as number of projects building on Cardano hits over 1,280. Again, people continue to build on Cardano even through the bear market. We take a look at the market sentiment, right? You get a lot of Cardano is dead, right? So yeah, this headline news from MSN. Grayscale ditches Cardano. Is ADA dead now thanks to Wall Street? You also have the likes of this. We saw one of the most popular NFT projects leave Cardano for Base. Cardano is dead. Real art is now moving to Base. There was another project who had, let's just say, similar vibes, right? This project is dead. That project is dead. And there's none other than Solana, right? Headlines were not few and far, right? You had, is Solana dead? This is a headline from cryptonews.net. You also had this one from Coinpedia. Is Solana dead? More projects will leave the platform, says Ben Armstrong. And well, we know how that turned out. So, and then how did Sol's price action react, right? So we had Solana. This was back in December of 2022. This was after the FTX crash, right? Where we saw Solana go from $37 down to $13. Solana did bottom out at around $8.44. And you can see here a 288-day kind of accumulation where price was range bound. And then what do we see? A massive price rally. If we go to the Cardano chart on the daily, we take a look here. We throw off, we get rid of our VRVP, and we take a look at Cardano. It's kind of been the same thing, right? Big spill off, choppy sideways. We had that nice little rally again from 37 to 67 cents. And what is Cardano going to do? Will it rise from the ashes back to $3? That is the most bearish case scenario. Now, the $5 to $8 thesis for Solana is for Cardano is the one that I am most behind, which is around an 11.5 to around an 18.5x from current prices, more than double that of Sol's potential, in my opinion, of around $1,000. Now, for ADA to get to these prices, it would take continued ecosystem development, successful deployment of treasury assets, which are going to be unlocked with the Chang hard fork, a retail frenzy, and maybe one big ecosystem narrative like digital IDs or DeFi. Let's talk a little bit about ecosystem growth this is from DeFi Llama. We take a look at Cardano's TVL, and it has been rising. Of course, smart contracts came in around 2021. It did hit a top of around 321 million back in 2022, and it has been rising ever since, currently sitting at around $263 million in TVL. Let's take a look at the daily active addresses for Cardano. This is from Into the Block, right? We talk about, hey, are people going to continue using? What is going on with the ecosystem development? Over the last 7 days, a 63% increase of new addresses, a 39% increase of active addresses, and a 70% increase of zero balance addresses. So a 70% increase, 39, 60. So more people are using Cardano and more people are downloading a wallet and using it. Then you take a look at transactions, the number of transactions. Cardano continues to hit 50 to 100,000 transactions. And you can see here towards the end, we are starting to see a tick up in Cardano. And again, guys, this is going back a little less than 1 year, right? Towards the end of the bear market, the beginning of the bull market, Cardano transactions are continuing to tick up. And then we take a look at technological improvements, right? Like, what is Cardano doing on the innovation front, on the technological front, that can bring more mass adoption? Let's start with scaling, right? It's important if you're going to onboard the next billion users, if you're going to onboard a lot of people, digital IDs, DeFi, you need to be able to scale. And well, guess what? Cardano has that with Hydra. As you can see here from Lucid, with Hydra, Cardano becomes the fastest and most secure blockchain in the entire industry. One Hydra head equals 1,000 transactions per second. Goes on to list 5 and 10. And this is per stake pool. With 3,000 active Cardano stake pools, the TPS numbers go into the millions really quick. You talk about, and of course, this is speculating. We're trying to forecast here. Probably not all 3,000 stake pools are going to run a Hydra head and have those transactions. But the potential to have up to 3 million transactions per second. And as these stake pools grow and the number hits 3,500, 4,000, 5,000, multiply that by 100. And so for every 5,000, you have 5 million transactions per second. What are some of the other technological things? Well, Mithril is a big one here. So this is from the medium.com Cardano spot. What is Mithril? Mithril is a protocol for helping to scale the adoption of Cardano, prioritizing and ensuring security while increasing accessibility to the Cardano blockchain. You also have Marlowe, right? A lot of the Cardano detractors say, look, building on Cardano is extremely hard, right? They use Haskell coding language. It is one of the most secure, but is also one of the most complex. You have other protocols like Near, who allow the developers to build in JavaScript, which is the most common programming language in the world. But Marlowe is going to change that, as you can now have the option to code not only in Haskell, but in JavaScript. Marlowe, or the drag and drop solution Blockly, which makes it the easiest way to build on Cardano than we've ever seen before. You also have the idea of, well, first I want to share this from Emergo, what to look forward to in 2024, the Chang hard fork, which will begin the Voltaire era, which will bring in governance and treasury. What will the impact of Voltaire have? Well, the biggest one is going to be the unlocking of the $1 billion of treasury to the stakeholders, to the holders of the ADA token. Exciting future proposals for Cardano. What is the community going to attack first? They're going to look to bring on big names. Are they going to look to maybe bring on Tether or USDC on the platform? Something that the Cardano community has been talking about for a while now. That is all going to be in the hands of the Cardano holders once Voltaire goes live. We take a look at Cardano's momentum going into 2024, and why I think $5 to $8 is not a lock, but is pretty much, potentially something that we can look forward to. You take a look at Cardano's remarkable 461% year-to-date stablecoin growth. This is going back to Q3 of last year. You also had 79.7 million transactions, 1,300 projects, and 9.1 million native tokens on Cardano going into the end of 2023. And we take a look at, well, what does the competition look like? What are they doing, right? So you have projects like Ethereum, of course, they're the layer one king, 377 billion market cap. You have projects like BNB, who aren't building nearly as much as Cardano, right? Their tech is not something that people talk about. It's not decentralized like Cardano is. It's not as scalable and as secure as Cardano is. And well, their market cap is $85 billion. Solana, which is what I'm comparing to in this video, has an $81 billion market cap. And of course, that is warranted. We saw a frenzy of transactions happening on Solana with the meme coins and the NFTs. Their NFT dominance is now 55%. But once this starts to tick up for Cardano, you're looking at $16.7 billion market cap. This thing got to almost $100 billion in the last cycle. We believe we can get to that $300 to $500 billion market cap if the totality of the crypto market cap can get between $6 to $10 trillion. It is not outlandish to think that Cardano can harness 300 billion of that when we're sitting at 6 to 10 trillion for the overall crypto market cap. Now, that is the base case for $5 to $8. Now, what about $10+, right? This ultra bearish scenario for Cardano is a $10+ cycle high, potentially catapulting Cardano back into the top 5 of the overall crypto markets. Now, don't forget, you guys, don't forget, Cardano was once the third most valuable cryptocurrency, and this was back in February of 2021. As you can see here from the historical snapshot from CoinMarketCap, Cardano was only trumped by Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it had a market cap of around $40 billion with a price of around $1.30. It would take a few things to push ADA past $10, including a few massive announcements, maybe onboarding a big name or partnership with household names, explosion in daily active users, revival of NFTs, and Cardano being at the forefront of that revival, an explosion in DeFi, mass inflow of the retail investor, and more. I think ADA eventually gets to $10+, but probably not this cycle. And to be honest with you, I hope I'm wrong, because I stand to make a lot of money if Cardano gets to $10 in this cycle. Let's talk about the first one here is DeFi, right? A big one is DeFi. That is really what drove the price of Ethereum to its all-time highs from around $200 to almost $5,000. See here, Cardano's DeFi boom, ADA's total value, TVL skyrocketed in Q4 of 2023. According to a recent Masari report, the increase in Cardano's total value locked was around 166% quarter over quarter and an impressive 700% year over year. This growth catapulted Cardano among other networks by total value locked to have become the 14th largest network by the metric, only behind Coinbase's base network, but ahead of other networks like Crypto.com. We take a look at, well, how big is the DeFi market going to be? This is according to Grand View Research. The global decentralized finance market size was valued at around $13.6 billion in 2022 and is expected to expand at a compound annual growth rate of 46% from 2023 to 2030. So for Cardano to get to that $10 this cycle, we would need to see that dominance for Cardano be upwards of 8 to 10%. Get DeFi in here, and that could potentially happen, right? With DeFi, you need scalability, right? You're going to get a mass number of users, mass inflow of transactions, and with Hydra in place, you have the potential again for up to 3 million transactions per second. I want to talk about decentralization, right? So a crucial step to achieving that $10 could be the ratification of the Cardano Constitution, which should go live by the end of the year of this year, 2024, making the transition to fully decentralized chain. Will Cardano take on the narrative of being the people's chain, right? You have the narrative of, hey, this is a VC coin, right? Solana had that narrative for a while. Toncoin's got the narrative. BNB's got a narrative of, hey, people at Binance, they control the network. Will Cardano be the people's chain? You have government overreach and tomfoolery will continue. Shutting down Bitcoin mining farms in Venezuela. People tend to fight back against tyranny. Will people do that? And will Cardano be at the forefront of that? No VC money or corruption. No one can point to Cardano and said, this is a pump and dump. The VCs are going to dump on us, as they had no VC allocation and they didn't raise money that way. Successful implementation of Voltaire will give full control of Cardano's future to its token holders. Can that rally retail and say, hey, look, we need to get behind this. This is our chain, right? It's the only chain that we can say, hey, this thing is ours. We can deploy money where we need to. No one's going to come in. No VCs to worry about. And also, we saw the strength of the average person when they unite against a cause. Look no further than GameStop, literally bringing one of the largest hedge funds to its knees with the short squeeze they had back in 2021, which essentially kind of kicked off the bull market. A little bit about innovations and partnerships, right? So Cardano revolutionized staking with Ouroboros. It was the first true on-chain liquid staking. Now you have a lot of platforms doing the same thing. Will we get another revolutionary product or service from the Cardano developers? And we know there's a bunch of them. Will we get big name partnerships? I think that is one of the things that we need to get to drive Cardano's price past that $10 surge in this bull market. We know big names. We know they drive hype. They drive retail. They drive FOMO. Will ADA holders deploy capital to lure in household names? We know, we take a look at what Polygon did, right? If you guys remember Polygon and Starbucks, well, guess what? They paid Starbucks $4 million and said, hey, let us build your loyalty program with NFTs on Polygon. They did the same thing with one of the top NFT projects that was on Solana, which was D-Gods and Utes. They paid him $3 million in grants to migrate from Solana to Polygon. Will we see the same thing with Cardano? Will the Cardano holders, now that they have access and control this $1 billion in treasury, will they decide, hey, we see the value in this. We're going to deploy capital. We're going to try to bring on a big project, a big household name on Cardano. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but is that something that could be potential? I think all these things would have to line up for Cardano to get to $10. But either scenario, whether it just gets back to $3, whether it gets to $5 to $8 or $10+, you have more upside potential by being in Cardano than you have with being in Solana at current prices. Keep that in mind. Again, that does not mean I'm bearish on Solana or more bullish on Cardano. I'm a fan of both projects. We're taking a look at risk versus reward. Where's more upside? And that, my friends, lies in Cardano. What are your thoughts? Which of the three scenarios that I pointed out today in this video do you think are the most likely? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, come check out our live show Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.